What's the worst thing that happened when you swapped phones? My roommate suggested we swap phones for a day just to see how it felt, and I thought it was stupid at first, but I agreed because we'd been friends since high school. But the second he handed me his phone, I noticed how heavy it felt, like it was carrying something more than apps and pictures, and he grabbed mine so quick like he'd been practicing the move, and I noticed right away that his lock screen was different from earlier that morning, and he'd changed it to something generic. I flipped through his apps, and everything seemed normal at first, but when I opened his messages with my girlfriend, there were huge gaps where conversations should have been whole days missing, and timestamps that didn't match up, and I could feel him watching me from across the room, pretending to be busy with my phone. He kept asking casual questions like if I found any embarrassing photos, or if I was bored yet, and each time he got a little more nervous, and I just smiled and told him not yet, and kept scrolling. I noticed the photo album had been recently cleaned out, and his Snapchat had no saved conversations, even though he never deleted anything. I acted normal the whole day, but I was taking mental notes of everything wrong, and I didn't say a word when he suddenly said he wasn't feeling well and needed his phone back early because his mom might call. I gave it back without arguing, and he relaxed instantly, like someone had cut his strings. We went on like normal for a week, until the day my girlfriend came over and she froze when she saw him, and they both had this split second of panic before pretending nothing was wrong, and that's when I knew for sure. I waited until that night to check her phone while she was in the shower, and I found his contact saved under a girl's name from her work, and weeks of messages between them, and pictures that made me sick. And the worst part wasn't the betrayal. It was how they laughed about me in their texts, saying I was too trusting and would never figure it out. There was one message where she told him she was going to propose to me just so I'd pay for our vacation and they could meet up behind my back, and another where they planned how they'd split my stuff after moving in together. I couldn't eat for 3 days after reading everything, and I threw up twice just thinking about how I'd introduced them and trusted them both with everything. And my roommate had even been the one who encouraged me to date her in the first place, saying we'd make the perfect couple. I took screenshots of everything and didn't confront either of them right away. Instead, I packed my stuff quietly over the next few days, told my landlord I was leaving, and on my last day, I left an envelope for each of them. My roommate got a copy of his lease with just his name on it, and a bill for my half of the rent, and my girlfriend got every screenshot printed out along with a letter returning her house key. I canceled our vacation tickets, but only after changing her flight to a different day than mine, so she'd show up alone. I blocked them both and moved 3 cities away, taking our dog that she claimed to love but never actually took care of, and I got a new job at the company that had been trying to recruit me for months. The one she always told me was beneath me, but the real satisfaction came 2 months later when I saw his desperate Venmo request for rent money and her 27 missed calls on my old number that I kept active just to watch them panic. My therapist says revenge isn't healing, but watching her Instagram stories about finding herself while living back with her parents feels better than any closure conversation ever could. And even now, a year later, her friends still send me screenshots of her drunk texts talking about the mistakes she made and asking if I'm seeing anyone new, but I never respond because the guy swapping phones with his girlfriend in the viral video was right about one thing. Sometimes silence is the best revenge, and some people deserve to live with their ghosts.